Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there was a time when we were complaining of lack of services at the government offices, because every time you get there, you'll be told there's no papers, no forms. When you're going to try and apply the ID, maybe you're seeking other services which require you to sign some documents, you'll be told there's no papers. And personally, I took someone to go and apply for the ID. Just a young boy who had finished Form 4 last year. We went there more than 6 times and we were told, come tomorrow, come. There is no papers, come tomorrow, like that. So there was an issue here, and we already predicted here that there is a possibility the government, as they were pushing to increase tax fees on the government services, they are waiting so that they can implement that to make sure that they leverage on this. And now it is clear that the Ministry of Interior has officially effected new changes on e-citizen services effective from 1st March this year. So the services that you have been acquiring at maybe specific fees, some free, you will no longer get them free. You have to part way with some cash. Mambo ya bure yameisha. The changes were published in November 14th, and now the memo was sent to regional coordinators on 29th, whereby now the officers are being directed to ensure compliance of the same. So right away from first, for those who have been going for these services, you have met this. The key government services whose costs have been gone up are as follow. Number 1, when you're going to apply for the national ID, you're going to apply for the replacement of ID, prepare. National ID replacement, before you've been paying 100 shillings, and the replacement will just happen. Right now, multiply that 100 by 10. Prepare to pay 1,000 if you have lost your ID and you are seeking for replacement. 1,000 shillings from 100. You know, this is not reasonable. 100 and 1,000 is huge. The difference is huge. At least if you revise and say 200, we can understand. Hata dola ija multiply hivi against the shilling. But with 1,000, no, this is robbery. The national ID, before you are supposed to pay nothing, just go and apply. You are a Kenyan citizen, just go and apply and you have one. Many of us used to apply when we were leaving high school. Unaleta tu makaratasi shuleni mnajaza. Watu wako na 17 years kuendelea mnajaza. Then unaenda nyumbani. In short time, ID inakuja. You don't pay anything. Meaning, those who are applying, they are just youth. In fact, they are students. Right now, you need to have 300 shillings to apply for the new ID. From 0 to 300. Now, the issue is here. The government, previous governments, understood that those who are applying ID, they are minor. Not grown-up people, not employed people. These are people who still depend on parents for everything, including clothing. So they are jobless people. Today, William Ruto is asking jobless youth who are still in school to pay 300 shillings to acquire an ID. Now, unajua what it means when you want to go to college or university. Na wale wanatafuta kazi. ID is a very key document here in Kenya. Now, passport, 34 pages. People have been paying 4,500. I have one. Iko mbali. And that's exactly what I paid. These are so many years back. Somewhere in 2015. I paid 4,500. And that is what has been there as charges. Right now, no wonder if you go to Nyayo House, you find it's full. What on apply a passport? The delay was for reasons also. Prepare to pay 7,500. From 4,000 to 7,000. Extra 3,000 you have to prepare. Now, majority of people who are applying for passports, siku hizi sasa, wanaambiwa kazi ziko ngambo mwende. They are youth who are literally jobless. So, wale wenye wako na kazi wataenda kutafuta kazi ngambo wapi? Ya nini? Wengi wenye wanaenda ni wale ambao hawana kazi. So, prepare to pay 7,500 from 4,500. 3,000 extra. At least if they add 500 is reasonable. But 3,000 is not reasonable. Wangeongeza 500 tungeelewa. Hii ingine si ya kuelewa. Sasa wale watu wenye Ruto ameambiwa muende mtafute kazi ngambo. Tunawatafutia kazi ngambo. He is preparing to take away from you 3,000 extra from what you have been paying. And you are jobless. How do you go about this? As we continue, I can tell you that Ruto is telling us that services is for those who have money. If you don't have, no service for you. Therefore, in our conclusion, services is for the rich and the employed, not for unemployed and the poor. That is the message you can interpret from this move. And we want to check on more. Where the additional fee has been increased. But just a reminder for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel, thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much and back to this discussion. Now, when you got replacement of lost passport, for those who have lost passport, you have to prepare to pay more. Before it has been 12,000, you will replace your passport. The lost one. Now you are being told to pay 20,000. That is 8,000 extra they have added to what those who have lost their passport have been paying. At least ungesema 13 or 14, it is understandable. It is reasonable. But now 20, that means you are adding 8 more. This one is robbery. They are silent about while when you are replaced, you have old passport, now you are coming to the new one. Here, East Africa. When we were replacing, for me, I only paid similar amount I paid when I was applying the new one. Hapo they are silent. Hawajatuambia ni ngapi. But when you lost one, prepare to pay 20,000. Sasa wale wenye mnaambiwa muende kazi ngambo, ufanya makosa ya kupoteza passport na labda hujaenda. From a poor, jobless Kenyan, Ruto is demanding 20,000. 20,000 to replace a lost one. So this is service for those who have money, not for those who don't have. You come to birth certificate. In fact, if you have a newborn and you apply for birth certificate previously, before 6 months, you are being given free. You don't pay anything. You can apply within 6 months. After 6 months, you are supposed to pay 50 shillings. 50. Pesa kidogo tu sababu huyu ni mwana Kenya. A Kenyan citizen. Ama umezaliwa Kenya hapa. Right now, you have to pay 200 shillings to get one. Yani mtoto mdogo mwenye amezaliwa, hana hata uwezo wa kuongea, hana uwezo wa kuona, hana uwezo wa chochote, hana uwezo wa kuelewa, alipe shilingi 200 ndiye apate stakabadhi ya kuwa yeye ako na birth certificate. You come to death certificate. This one has been 50 shillings. Yani tu ile service. Saizi Ruto anaitisha wafu wale watu wamekufa walipe shilingi 200. He don't care even about the dead and the bereaved families. Lazima mjipanga na shilingi 200 mlipe. Yani wamefiwa, lakini hii serikali haijui mambo kama hayo. Kile wanajua ni ushuru 200 shillings from 50. Hata angesema 100 ingeeleweka. Hii amechukua 50 aka multiply by 3. Let registration, that's birth, let birth registration from 50 shillings. Now this one he has multiplied by 10. From 50 to 500. It's not reasonable. How do you multiply everything by 10? Angasema from 50 to 100 tungeelewa. Sababu tuko kwa uchumi wa William Ruto. Alimuita Zakayo. But now from 50 prepare to pay 500. That is late birth registration. You come to citizenship registration whereby one was supposed to pay just 200 Kenyan shillings and you approved. Now listen to this, 1 million Kenyan shillings kama wewe unataka kuwa Kenyan citizen. Wale watu mko na warafiki taka maybe na wana na kuwa Mkenya pale, mjipange. There is huge difference between 200 and 1 million. The changes and the charges we are seeing here are unreasonable, all of them. They are all unreasonable. So we see highway robbery from Kenya Kwanza administration, and the majority of the people who have been targeted are not the middle age. These are youth. Hawa ni wale watu Ruto aliweka kwa grupa aliita hustlers. So today hustlers have been targeted. When you are poor, when you don't have anything, you don't care, when you are jobless, please prepare to pay this huge amount. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.